You're holding a stack of counterfeit money or standing in front of a stock market chart that's plummeting into a sea of red. Have you ever wondered, why doesn't the government simply print 1 billion dong for each citizen, so we all become billionaires and escape poverty instantly? If you think the answer is simply because of inflation, then you've only seen the tip of an extremely dangerous iceberg. One viewer asked a very good question. If a newly established country decides how many banknotes to print, what basis do they use? How do they distribute them to the people? Or do they keep them in a vault? This isn't just theoretical. If you're a stock market investor and don't understand this, you'll never know why your account evaporates every time the central bank sneezes. In today's video, we'll be building a nation from scratch. I'll reveal the secret formula countries use to value their currencies, and how that money flows into the stock market. Trust me, understanding this will give you the eyes of a true bookmaker when looking at the stock ticker. The brain decides the number. How much is enough to print? You stand before a precision scale. One side a stack of money, the other a valuable item like a phone or gold. The first step for a new nation. Valuation. You can't just print as much as you like, because money is essentially a representative of the labor and assets of that country. 1. The formula of financial wizards. Economists use a classic equation, mxv equals pxq. Don't be afraid, it's easy to understand. Q quantity. The total amount of goods and services your country produces, which is GDP. P price. The price level you want to maintain to avoid excessive inflation. V velocity. The speed at which money flows from one person's pocket to another. M money supply. The amount of money you need to print. Practical example. If your country produces 1,000 iPhones, Q in each costs $1,000 P. If the money circulation is once a year, V equals 1, you need to print exactly $1 million M. If you print $2 million, the price of each iPhone will automatically jump to $2,000. That's how inflation happens. 2. Printing to stimulate, or printing to survive. A newly established country will usually print a little more, about 2 to 3%, than the rate of goods growth. Why? Because if money is too scarce, people will hoard it and not spend it, and the economy will freeze. But if you print too much to pay off debt or spend wastefully, your currency will become worthless, as in the case of Zimbabwe or Venezuela. 3. What is the guarantee? In the past, we had gold, the gold standard. But today, a newly established country needs foreign exchange reserves. You need to have a significant amount of USD, euro, or gold in reserve for the world to believe. If I hold this country's currency, I can exchange it for something of real value. Whose pockets does it flow in? The secret money distribution process. You're holding a water tap, or pouring water into a hierarchical model. Banks, greater than businesses. People, your million-dollar question. From the audience, do they give money directly to the people? The short answer is no. If the government just handed out money for free, called helicopter money, people would rush to buy goods, causing demand to exceed supply, prices to skyrocket, and the currency to depreciate immediately. Instead, a new nation will put money into society through 3 main channels to ensure a sustainable economy. 1. The banking system lending channel. This is the most common channel. The central bank will lend money to commercial banks at a certain interest rate. These banks then use that money to lend to you to buy a house, or to businesses to build factories. Why do they do this? Because money is injected with an obligation and must be repaid with interest. This forces recipients to work and create real value for society in order to repay the debt. 2. Public spending infrastructure investment. A new nation needs roads, schools, and hospitals. The government uses newly printed money to pay wages to workers and engineers and to buy materials from construction companies. Flow. Money from the treasury, construction businesses, workers, wages, greater than markets. Supermarkets. This is a way to directly inject money into the real economy while still creating assets for the nation. 3. Open market operations. This is a term that stock market investors must know by heart. The central bank will use newly printed money to buy back government bonds or other valuable assets from financial institutions. Result: Banks have more cash liquidity. Interest rates fall, making people and businesses more inclined to borrow money to invest in production or to pour into the stock market. In short, money is only provided when there is an asset in return or a commitment to create value debt. There's no such thing as a free lunch, and neither is there any free money. Stock market anchor. When the money printing machine controls your wallet, at this point, you'll surely ask, I'm interested in stocks. What does a new country's money printing have to do with the stocks I hold? The answer lies in two words: liquidity and interest rates. 1. The law of communicating vessels. The stock market is like a container, and the central bank's money is the water source. When a new country injects money into the banking system, the amount of cash in society increases. When there is too much money and production hasn't absorbed it all, it overflows into financial assets. Consequence: more money chasing a limited number of stocks. Stock prices are pushed up. This is why, during the 2022-2021 pandemic, despite economic difficulties, the stock market reached historical highs, simply because the money printing press was operating at full capacity. 2. The power of interest rates. Cost of money. When the central bank prints money and releases it into the market, they regulate it through interest rates. Low interest rates. Money's cheap. Businesses can easily borrow capital to expand production. Profits increase. People find that saving money doesn't yield as much interest as investing. Stocks rise. High interest rates when printing too much leads to inflation. The central bank will have to withdraw money by raising interest rates. At this point, money becomes expensive, and capital flows out of the stock market to return to banks for safe haven. 3. In-depth analysis. Asset revaluation. Professional investors use the discounted cash flow DCF model to value stocks. In this formula, the interest rate determined by the money printing policy is in the denominator. When the interest rate decreases due to abundant money printing, the denominator shrinks, causing the valuation of the enterprise to skyrocket, even if the enterprise hasn't sold any additional goods. 4. Signs to look for. When a new country, or any country, begins to show signs of quantitative tightening, stopping money printing, increasing reserve requirements, that's when the stock market burnout cycle begins. Conversely, when they start talking about stimulus packages or liquidity support, that's when the money printing machine is fueling your stock market rocket. Summary and a harsh reality check. Are you getting rich, or just a fool of the system? So we've gone from how a country prints new money to how that money heats up the stock market. But here's the harsh truth that no school teaches you. 1. Printing more money doesn't make you rich. It makes you slowly poorer. When a country prints more money, the total real value of the economy doesn't change immediately. The only thing that changes is the dilution of the value of the money in your pocket. If you only know how to work for a salary and save, you're the one who suffers the most. You're paying the inflation tax to those who own assets. 2. First come, first served. When new money is printed and pumped into the banking system, the rich, big business owners, and savvy stock market investors will be the first to access this cheap money. They use it to buy land, buy stocks, before prices rise. By the time money reaches ordinary workers through salaries, the price of a bowl of pho, gasoline, and housing will have doubled. To put it bluntly, if you still hold the mindset of work hard and save money in a piggy bank, you're no different from a donkey chasing the carrot called wealth that the government and stock market makers portray, while they can simply press the printing press to take away your lifetime's labor. You sit there fearing the risks of the stock market. In reality, the biggest risk isn't investing, but staying out of the game while the value of your money evaporates every second. Do you choose to be the one driving the printing press, or the one being crushed by it? Comment invest if you want me to make a detailed video on how to identify cheap money to accumulate stocks. Don't forget to like and share to warn your friends before it's too late. Turning awareness into action. I know, what I just said might make many of you feel uncomfortable or even unfair, but the truth often hurts, and the financial market has no place for naivety. If tomorrow the government announces a massive economic stimulus package and starts opening the tap of the money printing machine, A. Withdraw all your savings to buy gold or real estate. B. Invest everything in stocks that are benefiting from cheap money. C. Or continue to sit still and hope that the price of a bowl of pho tomorrow morning won't increase by another 10,000 dung. Leave your choice in the comments below. I will select the most insightful opinions to discuss in the next live stream. Don't let yourself be a victim of the money printing machine. If you find this video awakening you, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications now. On this channel, I don't teach you how to get rich quick. I help you understand the rules of the game played by those in charge so you're never left behind. Share this video with any friend who still believes that saving money is the safest way to keep it. Help them realize the truth before their money becomes worthless. Worthless paper. Hello everyone, I'm Bob Scripley, decoding the financial game with you. See you in the next video.